Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be sharing some quick-fire quotes on Sheila Birling from Spectacles. But first of all, let's just remind ourselves of who she is and what she does across Priestley's play. So Sheila is engaged to Gerald Croft. Sheila's father is so delighted about the news of their engagement because he knows it will help with his business. When we first meet Sheila in Act 1, she is incredibly naive. She cares more about her engagement ring, it would seem, than her marriage. We learn in Act 1 that Sheila was jealous of Eva Smith's beauty and actually gets her fired from a shop called Millward's. We learn through Act 2 that Sheila feels guilty about Eva's death. Sheila even says she feels really responsible. By Act 3, she gets incredibly angry at her parents. Sheila tells them they frighten her for not caring about Eva's death. So let's consider a few quotes that show Sheila in action. So in Act 1, whilst talking to Gerald, she says, excited, "Oh, Gerald, you've got it. Is it the ring you wanted me to have?" The fact that Priestley directs us to the fact that she's excited perhaps signals that we're meant to consider her as self-indulgent and rather superficial. The fact she seems more excited to have a ring than to be getting married perhaps suggests she is not quite ready for the journey that is marriage. She reflects very much the expectations of a middle-class woman in Edwardian Britain. She seems immature and a tad spoilt, actually. Her conversation of the one in regards to the ring really feels as if they've talked about this ring at length and that he's got her what she wanted, not just the one he wanted her to have. The fact she says, "you wanted me to have," implies he is in control of this relationship, but she's able to pull the strings she wants. I think Priestley intentionally presents the marriage here as a transactional match of status and wealth. There's a lot of talk at the dinner table of the merger that could happen between Crofts Limited and the Birling's business, rather than true love being shown. By Act 2, we see Sheila show her understanding of what social responsibility should look like. She is the first character to accept full responsibility for Eva's death, and that's a huge change from how she began the play with us. The repetition of the first person, I'm, emphasises her guilt, and this helps us understand more the lack of guilt that other characters feel as we uncover how they are in part responsible. The adverb desperately adds to that genuine shift in her attitude. It seems sincere and not superficial like we found in Act 1. The fact that she says to Gerald, upon realising that he's cheated, "I rather respect you more than I've ever done before," it's not the stereotypical reaction of a 1912 woman after hearing about infidelity. I would have expected a lot more from her in terms of anger than we experience. "Rather respect you more" hints that she might not have truly respected him at all before. I feel like Priestley emancipates her here as a woman of her generation that's young and has a voice that wants to be heard here. In Act 2, we hear her views develop. She's not just echoing and mirroring her parents, and she moves beyond material concerns to really care about people. I, for one, know if I were in the audience at this point, I would respect her more for her views. In Act 3, though, there is something quite harrowing about watching her talk to her parents. She says and extols, "It's you two who are being childish, trying not to face the facts." By Act 3, Priestley shares Sheila's frustrations straight away because they are unrelenting, they will not budge. This is a symbolic division that Priestley injects into the play. It's a symbol of the ignorance that the older generation feel towards the young. But also, as an audience, we've seen Sheila change and mature and develop her own voice. So when she describes her own parents as childish, it really tops off and heightens her disappointment. It's very raw for her when she mentions that they need to face the facts. It's as if she's saying they are delusional and happy like that. It's as if she's moving out of puberty and realising in adulthood the complexities of not being able to change her parents. Maybe Priestley presents Sheila as a member of society who seeks to support the poor and address social inequality because other characters cannot. As a member of the younger generation, she, like her brother Eric, seems so disenfranchised by their parents when they are stuck in their ways. I love the fact that at the end of the play she needs time to think about her relationship with Gerald. It's as if she's suggesting she will not be owned by this man. She'll not allow society, through marriage, to dictate her fate. But additionally, she is deciding about her marriage. To a post-war audience that may have first watched this play, that would have been controversial. So Priestley uses Sheila as a great exemplar of how women do things differently in the younger generation, in comparison to Mrs. Birling at least. And the fact that she seems so remorseful for what happened to Eva Smith makes her seem to us an ally, at least as audience, feeling sorry for Eva. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar?